And we are live, everybody. Welcome to my 1011th total video, 6th live stream. Hi all. Just thought I'd pop in to see how you're all doing. I've got a like already, but no viewers according to YouTube. Well, one viewer now, I think. Thank you very much for the like. I just got done watching Never Say Never Again. Hello, Amber. How's things? I've been rewatching the Bond films starting in February, then took a break to rewatch the WrestleManias. You up to much tonight or this evening, Amber? Good to see you in. Never Say Never Again. I gave a 4 out of 10. It's not the best. Is the spoof Casino Royale, and the worst non-spoof is Moonraker. It's been fun rewatching these old Bond films, Phil. Love Sir Roger Moore, love Connery. One of Majesty's Secret Service starring George Lazenby's in my top 3 at the moment, even though I didn't think he was a particularly good James Bond. You know, he's in the middle between the two of my favourites, Connery and Moore. Things in Scotland are not bad. It hasn't been the most exciting of all days, I'm afraid, Amber. I just thought I'd pop in and see how everyone was. Apart from watching an old Bond film, I haven't really been doing much today. Apart from drinking too much caffeine as usual. I don't like Bond films. What films do you like? I don't watch many films, to be frank, but I did enjoy growing up with the Bonds. Scary movies. Anyone in particular? My favorite's Halloween. I'm looking forward to the new film this year. This is just a random live stream. Hello, Lynn. Welcome. It's good to see you here. How is things? The Crazy Patriots fan. All right, Mr. Washington. He's a great actor, but I haven't. See, I go to the cinema very rarely. It's like once a year these days. I think they've ruined films with far too much CGI. Hello, Diva Dave. Oh, we've got 3 people watching now. 3 people commenting. You chill here as long as you like, Dave. We've got Amber and Lynn here. This is just a random upload. If you're new to my channel, God bless you, stumbling across this. Things can be very random on here. For entertainment purposes, for some videos, I turn up the volume. And for other videos can be quite raw, real on here. How's Diva Dave doing today? Must be quite late here in Denmark. It's 20 to 12 here in Scotland. Do you all use know each other? I saw all of you in other live streams. I haven't seen your video yet, Dave. Is it on? Maybe you're being too harsh on yourself, Dave. How's your coffee, Amber? I haven't seen any videos today yet, Dave, but I'll check it out. You should be up in my subscriptions. I'm subscribed to both of your channels. Is it the English channel you uploaded that particular video to? How's the weather in Canada, Amber? You up to much, Lynn? No plan with this live stream. I was kind of lonely, if I'm being honest, about to come on here and see how everyone's doing and banter back and forth with you all. Very foggy. Oh, so you and Dave know each other. Well, friendly with each other. That's great to just come on here and just feel like I'm in a bar somewhere and bantering back and forth with you all. Well, sometimes in life that's what happens. Most of my close friends are all married or tied down one way or the other. So that's how it happens sometimes. You're here to make Lynn blush, are you? I see, Dave. I haven't seen much people go live tonight. I'm assuming Debbie and Tracy are live later on. Now, behave yourself, Dave. Just come here to chill like you said you were going to. So yes, for those who were watching previous videos, I was rewatching the James Bond films. And it's been fun, great escapism. Some are much better than the others. My next Bond film is Octopussy, Roger Moore's sixth. Probably watch that tomorrow. Yeah, it does happen, Amber. I think it's best to try and distract yourself when, you know, loneliness is creeping in. Distract yourself. Hello, Macy. I don't think I've saw you on here before. Welcome. Yes, I think it's best to distract yourself whenever that lonely feeling comes creeping in. Hello. Everyone, welcome here. Just a random live stream, like my channel is. Another lazy live stream, if I'm being honest. But to be honest, you know, my first 1004 videos were all non-live, so quite a bit, Missy. How are you? I have heard of I wasn't going to mention the knives, Lynn. I have heard about you and your knives. I'm going to stay on your good side, Lynn. Sometimes I think, Dave, you need a break from everyone. I needed a break from social media earlier on in the evening. That's why I started watching another James Bond film tonight, just to get away from it all, and that cheered me up. If you consider yourself a good or bad, I consider myself, when it comes to treating others, I would say I'm pretty good. Howdy, Steve. I try and treat others the way they would treat me. How's it going, Steve? Yes, the knife lady is in the house, Steve. Beware. Dave. I think it comes and goes, Dave. Not sure how long I'll stay on here for, maybe about half an hour. Now, behave, Steve. So I'm not very familiar with American sport, Lynn, but Patriots, are they a football team? I'm glad to see you too, Dave. Welcome. What's everyone up to? Do let me know. You up to much, Steve? So yes, another lazy live stream from me. But like I said, I did make 1,004 non-live videos, so and that was over an 8-year period. So I feel like I can um, be lazy now because I've honestly no interest in non-live videos anymore. I like going live. Live videos was the only type of video I had not done or wanted to do until now. Hello, Mr. Soulless Trenchcoat. How are you? It's also interesting to find out what's the best time to come in. Who's awake? What are my American subscribers doing? Are they online? Are the British ones still awake? And so on. I'm not too bad, thank you, Solus. Macy, do you upload any videos yourself? Welcome back, Amber. You haven't missed. Well, there's more people here. Seriously, if YouTube didn't have so much strict policy on music, I would, be asking requests and could have a little party here. Thank you, Amber. Hit that like button if you enjoy this live stream. If you don't smash that dislike button and unsubscribe. Be honest. But I appreciate the support. So yes, Lynn, you may be crazy but cute too. Do you ever upload, Lynn? I don't think I've been on your actual channel. I've seen you in live stream chat before. There's a dislike, is there, Dave? Done. Oh, I'm not worried. As I say, you're never going to be everybody's cup of tea. I'd probably dislike the video too myself. I think it sucks at the moment. I should have came in here with more of a plan. But it's good to banter back and forth with y'all. Maybe it was I, Dave, that disliked the video. It was 5 likes, so but it's all good, Dave. People can express themselves on here. If they don't like me, they don't like me. I've heard all the names under the sun. I'm not going to melt. I can't actually see the dislikes. I think the camera I'm using, I think like YouTube maybe protects you. You can't actually see the dislikes. You only get to see how many people's in watching and your likes. It doesn't show you the dislikes until you or if I go into another browser, I could see the dislikes. It just shows you the likes. I was going to ramble on about the James Bond films, and then I was kind of surprised about how many people came in all at once. Like I'm more used to you coming in, Dave, and us bantering. It's not going to be a long live stream. Just like I said at the start, thought I'd come in and yeah, maybe Kim will be on later. I was speaking to her on Facebook earlier on. I don't really announce when I'm going to be coming on. I just sort of like surprising people. I like surprise live stream. Sorry, I missed some of the conversation here. What's the surprise, Dave? Why are you saying that? This is my 6th live stream overall. I think the best one, well, my personal favorite one was the one on Friday before I was going out. I should have just stayed in, saved my money, not had a bad night out in town and wasted my money. I should have just stayed in with you guys and drank here. Oh. So what, are you in the middle of editing a new video, did you say? Diva Dave? Thank you, Lynn. When I joined YouTube over 8 years ago now, I tried to alter my accent as I hated my sound of my own voice. But I think everybody hates the sound of their own voice when they hear their own voice for the first time. I don't think anybody's a fan of their own voice, but I did try and alter my accent. Yeah, it must be quite late there in Denmark, because it's pretty late-ish here, even for my night owl. I'm usually up late anyways. Basically, I think my live streams have to be a surprise because I come on to do a live stream after my laptop crashes. So I've got to wait for my laptop to crash so I know it won't crash during a live stream. Then, you know, I can go and live stream for a bit. But I prefer, you know, once I get more funds in, prefer better equipment. And so I can come on a live stream anytime instead of having to wait for my laptop to crash. It's a ridiculous setup at the moment. I mean, I could make a non-live video while waiting for it to crash, but I've just lost interest in non-live videos in general. Let's see how this goes. This maybe should be my last video for a while. I do them to distract myself from my inner demons, but I think when you become bored of what you're doing, it's time to take a wee break. Oh my goodness. Juice My Randomness is in the house. How's it going, handsome? This is a random, just like your name, this is a random live stream, rather. We were talking about you. We were always talking about you, Juice. Thanks, whoever's the 6th person to give this video a like. I still haven't set moderators yet. I think, you know what? I'm really not worried about trolls. Too old enough, ugly enough to care less what anybody says about them. In fact, you know, sometimes to say something so outrageous that it's kind of funny in a way. I finished editing the video with everyone, and when we were discussing that video, I was saying to Debbie and Tracy in their live stream yesterday, I was looking forward to your video. And what's the sexy element going to be to your channel, Juice? I was all set to ramble on about blooming Bond films, but too many people came in. I thought, oh. That was going to be my backup in case no one came in. But since there's people here, might as well banter off you guys. So these are going to be rated 18 juice, and they're going to be set for an older audience. I'm intrigued. I'm totally out of ideas at the moment, if I'm being honest. Really, like, I do this it's a great distraction, but I think I'm going to find another distraction, maybe start exercising again. Yes, the lovely Lynn, the knife woman, is here. Steve was here, but he's away to feed his dog. Dave's here. Amber was here earlier on. We had a new visitor, but I think she's left. There's pros and cons to having lots of ideas and no ideas, isn't there? Both overwhelming. Well, you seem to be knocking the YouTube videos out of the park at the moment, Juice. You know, I think you're a natural when it comes to live streams. I'm looking forward to your upcoming video with the various other YouTubers dancing in it. I know how good your editing is. Looking forward to that. Enjoy your holiday trips away vlogs. They're always fun. Your weekend vlogs, especially with Harry in them. Harry reminds me of the royal wedding this weekend. Can't wait for it all to be over. I think people abroad must think that all Brits love the royal family. We don't. Not all of us don't. Just to me, it's just two strangers getting married this weekend. Good luck to them, but it's like, enough. Fed up hearing about it. The only positive about the royal wedding for me is that if you're out this weekend, you get an extra hour in the pubs clubs, so that's good. I just I don't get why people get so excited over royals. Really don't get it. But that's just me. Oh, well, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you think like that, that my opinion does mean that to you. Is anybody a royal fan in here? If I offended anybody while I was speaking about them? I think one thing, as people have said before, welcome back, Steve. I am very frank on here. If I don't like something, I'll just say it. I don't try and hide that fact. Juice is in the house. Oh, me. He's answered you back on Facebook. Wow. I can't be bothered with Facebook personally. I only use it for the messages. I could really... YouTube is more than enough. What's your dog's name, by the way, Steve? And how many dogs have you got? Is it just the one, I assume? What kind of dog is it? I am subscribed to you as well, Dave, but Steve, rather. But I don't think I've seen any videos from you. You're brave, Juice, meeting Dave. Only kidding, Dave, only kidding. 4 dogs, wow. Are those the same type of dogs? I assume you're from America too, Steve. Domino, Toby, Peanut, and Coco's. Cute names, Steve. What's the weather like in the US today? Thank you for the support, Lynn. Hope you have a great night. Maybe see you in the live chats later on if you're going to be in chatting in all our live streams. Thank you for coming in. That does sound very warm. Times I've been to like Italy and America, I was totally not used to the heat. I'll be back in America in August. Juice, aren't you visiting America soon too? Well, I'm sure it'll be a fun experience, Dave. Oh, night night, Ramadan starts tomorrow. Chat soon, and Dave, you'll be worth the wait. I mean it. Night Paul will be going live Saturday, 26th of this month. Oh, and you're in America in December. Okay. Well, good luck with Ramadan, Juice. If I'm not out, I will watch you live on the 26th. 26th so happens to be Grampian Pride here, the first ever Pride apparently here. Although I think there's been a Pride event before. I'm sure there's been a march before, but they're advertising it as the first. But I'm pretty convinced there's been a Pride here in Aberdeen before. I won't be attending it, as I don't need a parade to be proud of my bisexuality. I think it's less said best. But if people wish to attend Grampian Pride here in Aberdeen, it's on May 26th. But if you'd rather stay indoors and watch Juice My Randomness live on YouTube, the choice is up to you. I think I'm actually out that night watching Liverpool v Real Madrid with my mate, who's a Liverpool fan. I'm not a Liverpool fan. There's only one team I support. Rangers Football Club. Dave, did you mention liking any Pacific sports? I don't think you're a sports person, are you? And Steve, do you like any sports yourself? I think it's just the three of us now. And Steve, are you going to be popping in? I'm assuming, of course, the racing. I'm not very familiar with the racing stuff. Just can't really comment on it. One thing I do regret for, I wished I learned to drive when I was 17. I just had no interest in learning to drive or cars. But I deeply regret not learning to drive. It would have opened my door to more jobs and more independence. Paul, I'm going to see you sometime soon. Hopefully the plan with my friend is still to go to Scotland. Dave, I might be dead in 4 years. And wrestling. Kind of wrestling. Because remember, I'm 30 now, Dave. I've got 1 foot in the grave in gay terms. Oh, WWE. I've got a few. I've been watching WWE since I was free. Wrestling. I don't think it's as good as it used to be. The only wrestling related stuff I watch now is Vince Russo's YouTube channel. I like listening to Vince Russo. I think he speaks a lot of sense on today's product. I think WWE's dreadful today, even though I used to love it. But then again, I hear people really enjoy some of the Raw and SmackDown episodes today. I don't. 1960, wow. That's before the James Bond film franchise began. You must have seen all the ups and downs then, Steve. That'd have been about time the late, great Bruno Sammartino was headlining Madison Square Garden a record number of times, right? And age is just a number. As I've said previously, in older videos, I've never really gotten on with my own generation. I always feel like I'm 20 years ahead of my own generation when it comes to stuff I like and stuff I have a bond with. I always seem to get on with people that are like 10, 20 years older than me. So to me, age is just a number. Yes, that's what to do, Dave. Pay your respects. Giant Haystacks. He was way before my time, but I remember my mum speaking about him and Big Daddy. Andre the Giant, of course. When I got into wrestling, it was I was 3 years old. It was in the early 90s. And Hulkamania was running wild in the WWF. That's what got me into wrestling. Hulk and Andre, and the Ultimate Warrior, Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts, and then later on the likes of Steve Austin kept me a fan. But I've really struggled with the John Cena era and now the Roman Reigns era. I'm like, I don't watch it. WWE program. I mean, I watched WrestleMania this year. Ric Flair do a woo if it wasn't too late. But and what I mean by being 20 years ahead, I just feel like I would have been happier if I was born like in the 60s and grew up in the 80s, Dave, because like there's a lot of stuff around me today like I've just got no interest in at all, you know, keeping up with the Kardashians that people my generation watch or whatever it is they watch now. I've got none interest in those sort of shows. And like always, my type of music's from the 80s. And it's not just because I happen to be born in the 80s, 87. Just, you know, I just feel like I enjoy much more stuff from the 80s than I do. You know, the 2000s was the decade I grew up in, and I can't think of much things from the 2000s, last decade, that I actually really enjoyed, apart from YouTube. And YouTubers like the Angry Video Game Nerd, who I love. But, I mean, all the stuff I like now or still have an interest in is stuff I've watched for years, like wrestling or James Bond films. You know, the Bond films I prefer from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I'm not sure what to make of the Daniel Craig era so far. I think he's been a bit, well, his films have been a bit bland. I think he's a solid Bond. I think, you know, Quantum of Solace, Bond, James Bond, Bane, Paul Michael David Bane here live. Ooh, someone's replying to me on Badoo. Maybe I'll have a date soon, Dave. Maybe we should be saying no. Dave, Diva Dave D. I was watching Sean Connery earlier, just rewatching some of the James Bond films. Never Say Never Again, one of the weaker Bond films, in my opinion. Next for my rewatch list is Octopussy. I got to see Roger Moore in person just before he died, so I feel blessed. He was on a tour. So who's your favorite wrestler of all time, Steve? And what's your honest opinion on today's wrestling product? I swear to God, if they hammer out that blooming sports entertainment term one more time, I mean, In my 25, 26 years watching wrestling, I've never once heard someone say, I'm going home to watch the sports entertainment tonight. Vince McMahon's been trying to clamp this term down on us and like, just call it, everybody knows it as wrestling, whether it's real or not. That's what everybody knows it as. Blooming wrestling. If I hear that blooming sports entertainment term again, honestly, I wish like a millionaire, billionaire would buy a wrestling company or start a wrestling company, because WWE, in my opinion, is in great need of competition, in dire need of competition. I love Stone. He's my favorite too. I think he's the greatest of all time. I'm glad you're saying he's your favorite wrestler. I can't see past Steve Austin when it comes to the wrestling world. I don't think there's been anybody greater. Wow, that's going back. Is being gay pretty gay? I think it is, Killer Kowalski. Wow, that's so. Did you wrestle, Steve? I don't know much about Dan Severn. I remember him coming in during the Attitude Era with Ken Shamrock. I've read about him being such a great MMA legend, right? Coco Brazil. I think Coco Brazil's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? I remember Dan Severn. I see, Steve. I just wondered. Killer, he trained Triple H, right? He's still alive, Dave? So yeah, do you have a particular favorite wrestler today? The wrestler, I know a lot of people don't. Well, a lot of the casual or marks, as Vince Russo would call them, and not a lot of people seem to like Brock Lesnar. But I love Brock Lesnar. I think he's been one of the reasons I've stuck around to find out what's been going on in WWE. If it weren't for him, I would have not even cared less about WWE. I have read up about UFC and watched a few UFC fights over the years, but my knowledge is a bit vague, if I'm being honest, on UFC, mixed martial arts in general. Good, I was just checking, just editing. You're multitasking, Dave, are you? Are you a fan of the mixed martial arts, Steve? The UFC? I was actually at a UFC show last year. Chad Gable, yeah. He seems to be quite popular with a lot of wrestling fans. Well, there you go, Dave. Men can do it too. Well, I can't multitask, but I guess some men can. But if I'm being honest, I haven't watched a lot of the. I just find WWE Raw, SmackDown really hard to watch. I mean, I need a vodka when I'm watching to get through. I mean, 3 hours of Raw is far too much. Oh, I struggle keeping up with WWE. Never mind these other companies. My friend's a TNA fan. He's always going on about TNA, so he knows much more about stuff outside WWE than I do. I guess was loyal to WWE for far too long. I put up with John Cena, even thought he was garbage. But like the wrestlers like Shawn Michaels and well, still alive. I think it gets called Impact Wrestling now. It's a fan of Kurt Angle and those type of guys. I stuck around. I thought they'd mix things up after the John Cena era, but they started shoving Roman Reigns down our throats, and like I'm done. That's when I started to tap out of the today's WWE product. I've had enough. I think wrestling can be great when booked right. Yeah, I think it's just because people, they've changed their TNA's changed their name so much. I think a lot of people do think it's dead, but it's still going. I've hardly watched it, if I'm being honest. Maybe I should have crossed the line to TNA years ago, but I just never really gave it a chance. Stay on here another 20 minutes or so, maybe. See who else comes in. 8 likes, wow. I used to just do likes usually. This is just for those coming in now. This was just a random upload, random another lazy live stream. I don't feel so bad. As I've mentioned before, I've before I started doing live streams, I had made 1,004 videos, so I don't feel so bad when I start doing live streams now. I didn't expect people to come in. I was going to ramble on about the James Bond films I've been rewatching, and people started chatting in the chat, so I thought I'd banter off you guys. Now we're speaking about wrestling, which is great because it's something I so happen to know about. Yeah, I never really got into the MMA stuff either, Steve. One of my friend loves UFC. We were at a show, UFC Fight Night in Glasgow last year. It was pretty packed at the Hydro. The name escapes me. I think it's just called the Hydro here there in Glasgow, rather. I mean, perhaps if there was no wrestling, I probably would have gotten into the UFC. If UFC was more of a mainstream thing in the 90s, I could see myself, being more of a fan of that today. But you think it's all scripted? I'm not sure. I think CM Punk being in it's a bit stupid. I don't think I'll fight him in the UFC. So I've heard people say I don't think they help themselves UFC when they have guys like CM Punk in it, and people begin to wonder, But no, I wasn't saying UFC's. Oh, you're replying to Steve. Sorry, I just think I think UFC is a thing I could have gone into if it was more mainstream. I remember reading about it years ago in the early 90s when they had that big tournament, right? That super fight tournament. I think Ken Shamrock was a part of it. I think I still follow him on Twitter, Ken Shamrock. He actually followed me back, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that he's never returned to the WWE. He's never came back. He's one of the legends, if you will, that never did return. Old school seemed to be like the Wild West, and there was no weight division, right? No rules. I think it might start tomorrow, Dave. I saw WWE mentioning Ramadan earlier on. I think it does start tomorrow. Good luck to Carl. Too many tough guy wannabes in the UFC. Well, I guess that's the place to be if you want to challenge your toughness. Do you like boxing, Steve? See, I always, if I had to pick between boxing and UFC, it would always be UFC MMA because I find boxing a lot of times a bit boring, Whereas UFC, I find more entertaining, if you will. I think it lasts a month, does it, Dave? I have a Muslim friend, and it's around about this time. I don't see him at all, out and about. So I think it must begin tomorrow. But my knowledge on Ramadan is quite vague. Yeah. Mick Foley springs to mind all his stunts over the years. That dive off the. Do you ever watch? Is it Joe Rogan? I think he's called, the UFC commentary. He's got a few videos on YouTube. Do you ever watch him? He was reacting to some of the wrestling stunts, and his face was a picture when he reacted to Mick Foley falling off the Hell in the Cell. When you're watching that as a kid, it's like, that's so cool. And when you're looking back at it now, thinking, God, Mick, are you nuts? No, I don't think they would get away with doing that these days. I know Shane McMahon's jumped off the Hell in a Cell, but it's clearly padding the times that he's done it underneath the tables. Whereas Mick Foley's dive off the cell looked much more legit, in my view. At the time he got chokeslammed through the cell, and his tooth was up his nose. That was brutal. Yeah, I was always entertained by boxers like Mike Tyson, characters like that. And with UFC, when I do watch, I'm always drawn to personalities like your Conor McGregor and people like that. I'm always interested to see, what he's up to. Who doesn't make much money? The boxers that don't have a personality, or just in general. Yeah, it all depends on the draw. Well, maybe if WWE, I don't know. To me, this has been a very poor period of wrestling. And they've always got every excuse under the book, like to blame social media, to blame UFC, or blame whoever's on the TV at the time during Raw. There's always an excuse. But I don't know much people who watch wrestling around me these days. And if they do, they certainly don't mention that they watch it. Yeah. And not even really to challenge the UFC. I just feel like when WCW was around, the product overall was so much more better, so much entertaining. I just think this team of writers that have, I don't think Stephanie McMahon's been up to the job in regards to writing good storylines. I think Vince McMahon is out of touch these days. I suppose the kind of good thing they have done recently is the women's division is better, I suppose, but like I'm sort of intrigued by the Money in the Bank upcoming pay-per-view because of Ronda Rousey's on it. That's what's intriguing me. I thought she was excellent in her WrestleMania debut match. I think she'll be like a duck to water when it comes to wrestling because she's been a fan all her life. I think she'll be great, especially if booked right. I think she'll really be good. Yeah, but I think WWE just badly needs some competition. If they got too comfortable when WCW went out of business. Yeah, I mean, there's nobody like a Steve Austin or Rock cutting promos. It just sounds so like unrelatable. A lot of these promos, a lot of these wrestlers cut these days. Like I thought Jake the Snake Roberts was excellent at promos. Your Ric Flairs, I mean, he had charisma oozing. Macho Man Randy Savage, as you mentioned earlier, his promos. Yep. It's like the Right to Censor actually won that old heel group. It's like they had, in the end, they won and got their way and then made it PG. It's too politically correct, too, as well, like a lot of stuff is these days. I'll stay on here another 9 minutes. I'm quite happy talking about wrestling. So it's at least a topic I know about. There's been some things mentioned earlier on. My knowledge is not very high in some of these subjects mentioned earlier on, but at least with wrestling, I can talk about it. I actually reviewed all the WrestleMania matches lately that nobody watched, but I give an opinion in every single WrestleMania match that took place. I remember rewatching the WrestleManias and I fell in love with wrestling again. And then I got to the John Cena era of WrestleMania. I was like, how did it get so bad? Is there any John Cena fans here? I'm quite frank on here. I'm not a John Cena fan. I don't get the hype. Too many kids were trying it and getting hurt. Oh well, I was a kid in the 90s, and yeah, we all wrestled and stuff. But I don't know if you can blame WWE, WWF for that. Sorry, I misread you, Steve. You agree with the PG era? Okay, and each to their own. Oh, ouch. But then again, Steve, they can still copy the moves and still get hurt, PG or not. I read your comment wrong earlier on. I apologize, Steve. You always seem to use UFC and social media as an excuse why no one's watching Raw and SmackDown these days. I think the real reason is because the storylines and shows are written very poorly. All right, I see. Okay, sorry, Steve. Thanks for popping in by, Mr. 1337. I enjoyed the wrestling talk, UFC talk. I'm going to stay in here another 6 minutes or so, Steve, depending on who comes in or not. Are you going to be joining Tracy and Debbie later on, Steve? Diva Dave, are you back again? Sorry for those who don't enjoy wrestling. It turned into a bit of a wrestling live stream there. Yeah, I never saw you chatting away. Oh, have you been lurking about, Dave? For those new viewers stumbling across the stream, I am a very small YouTuber nobody's heard of from Scotland, bisexual. I'm very random, like I say. Do a lot of wrestling themed videos sometimes. For the entertainment videos, I like to turn the volume way up and overreact, and just for entertainment purposes, make a fool out of myself. I like to try and make others laugh, and also sometimes, my videos can be very raw, real. I like to help others that are dealing with similar mental health problems like I do. I didn't think you were with the silence, Dave. But I'm glad you're still here. It's the thing I like about wrestling is at least it's something I actually know about. I started talking about James Bond films earlier, and Amber said she's like not a James Bond fan. I thought, oh, I'll stop talking about James Bond then. It's very rare to find someone who's a PMDB fan and a wrestling fan. Those guys are very, very rare. And good luck to Juice tomorrow. I'm sure he'll succeed in his Ramadan plans. I think it lasts a month. I think he'll do it. I have faith in him, if you will. Yeah, there's been some great ones in the past. I used to love Q as a kid, the Gadget Man, Desmond. It's quite late here now in the UK, Scotland. I think I'll stay on another 10 minutes. I always say I'm sliding out soon, but it's just good bantering back and forth with you and Steve and others who have joined us this night. I was quite lonely earlier on, but thought log in and see how everyone's doing. I feel like this is the quickest way to do it. If people are online. Anything anyone want to talk about, let me know in the comments chat below or chat on the side. Do you enjoy these live streams? Emotions comes and goes. What do you mean by that, Dave? Oh yeah, you're talking about yeah, they do, sure. I wish they'd go more often, but yeah, true. So it seems like a lock that you're going to meet Juice My Randomness soon. Am I reading right? I think I was reading that in the chat earlier. You're maybe going to meet him, right? I think he's either going to go on holiday in America in December, or is he not moving there soon, I think? Quite the move. Depends how strong I am on the day. Did you? Was he a YouTuber, Steve? I live in Aberdeen. Oh, Yahoo. Okay. I live in Aberdeen. It's about 3 hours drive to Glasgow. Glasgow's much better. I'd love to live in Glasgow. It's got much more to offer than Aberdeen. But yes, let me know in the chat if you enjoy these live streams. Just bantering with you guys. And if I ever do any non-live videos again, let me know what type of non-videos you would like to see me do in the future. The comments and chat is very much appreciated. I'm too scared to meet you, Dave. You know what? I haven't actually even met Juice yet. We've known of each other for, what, 8 years? For as long I've been on YouTube, he's been on longer, 11. Or you're just getting old, Dave. That's why you're typing slower. Nah, like, you're so young, Dave. But I haven't met, I love Juice. I think he's been a great support to me and many others on here. I think we had a troll in earlier, but I didn't like to say. I had a feeling someone that was in earlier that was maybe going to be a troll, but I think they were kids. So just so you know, I think most trolls are kids or teenagers. I think most people grow out of it. I could see me myself being a troll if I were their age on here. But I think most of us grow out of it. But then there's some adult trolls too, and they're sometimes even worse than the, kid trolls. I don't know. I don't get why you'd, as an adult, choose to go and troll someone online. I mean, if you don't like someone, don't watch them. It's pretty simple. I just you'll pass. Have you had to deal with much trolls, Diva, Dave, or Steve, over the years on, for your time on YouTube? Have you ever had to deal with much trolls in the past? Yep. But as for troll-wise, I think there should be an age limit to trolls. I think once you reach, 18, you should maybe grow out of that troll phase. I can't take adults serious that are still trolls, in their 20s and older than me. I don't get. I've even you know how in photos, public photos, you can tag anybody in public photos, right? And I've seen someone, I won't name them, of course, but I've seen someone take the mick out of people in these public bar club photos, tagging their friends, having a good laugh over someone's picture online, and go and look at their profile, and they're married with kids. This is a mother being a troll, about the same age as me or older, still being a troll. I'm seriously? This person has kids of her own and is still acting like a troll. I was gobsmacked. I was expecting someone that was young that was doing it. And then when I looked, I was shocked. It was someone in their late 20s still being a troll. Why is your aunt a troll online? I don't get it. I'm sorry, you must be really, really bored before you start doing that online. And I honestly don't get it. It makes me... Never had them in my streams, but I've booted a bunch in other streams. If I'm ever going to set moderators, if anybody here wants to be a moderator, let me know. I know Tracy said she'd be a moderator, and I think Debbie said she'd be a moderator too. I'm just my own moderator at the moment. But I think I'll set soon, as I'm not good at multitasking. I don't want to be, if there was a bunch of trolls came in, I don't want to be scuttering about dealing with them. It'd be quite handy to have a moderator. Well, I can make you a mod, Dave. And you can block or ban him or however it works. I'm not really sure how it works, of what power moderators do have when I give them the power. I don't know what else they can do. I think it's just removing comments, right? Or removing comments in the chat, right? Yeah, well, when I start handing it out, I think we're good just now, but when I start handing it out, I'll keep you both in mind. To be honest, someone did make me a mod in one of their streams. Like, oh, I never asked for this. But, you know, I've been called everything under the sun. You know, a comment on my appearance or whatever is really not going to melt me. It'll amuse me, if anything, you know. I'll get a good laugh that someone's took the time to come on here and slag me off. I took up their time. They could have been busy doing, you know, something fun. See, someone made me a mod, and I was like, I really can't be, I can't be bothered for that. I can't be bothered with moderating my own stuff. Never mind someone else's. But people seem to really enjoy being mods. So you know, if you enjoy being mods, then great. No Kim tonight. Shocking. Wonder where she is. I was speaking to her earlier on Facebook. How is Smash? I haven't watched her for a couple of days. Yes, listen, my fear, Steve, that if you make someone a mod, they'll start, you know, deleting every single comment that comes in that might be offensive. You know, that's one of the fears I do have. So when I do select people, I'll, you know, it won't just be anybody I select because I've got that fear they're just going to delete everything. Why should any particular reason why she's made her videos private? Yep, true, Steve. Once my videos are up, I don't care. You know, I've made bad videos this week. I've made bad videos 8 years ago. What you see is what you get. I don't really believe in private videos, but I can understand why maybe people had enough and want to make their stuff private. I totally get it. It can get too much social media, especially if you've got mental health problems. I'm well aware of that. You get the good, the bad, and the ugly with me on here. Well, I feel like you'd be I think I'd trust you, Steve. Even though I haven't known you long, I get good vibes from you and Dave. I get good vibes from you as well, Dave. Just so it will match what she's changing the. Okay. I say, I feel like I've evolved from my older videos, and over the years, my opinions on certain things have changed over the years. But I'm not a believer in hiding my past just to please a new audience, if you will. You know, I don't want to start going down that road. Yep. We need more people like you, Steve. Dave, but then maybe in the future you'll think the videos you're making now don't fit your channel in the future, and then you'll delete those. You'll end up with nothing left. I just feel like that's a slippery path to go on, but I can understand that too. Setting in private. I don't delete anything. Yes, I've made some bad videos, but if I didn't make those bad videos, they wouldn't have, well, I wouldn't have joined YouTube in the first place. And I don't think I would have learned from those bad videos and evolved to where I am today. You know, I think I'm evolved. It is funny to look back on yourself. See, sometimes you can use your old materials as new material, if you will. You know, reacting. I've seen a lot of big and small YouTubers do that over the years, reacting to their old stuff. You know. Hey guys, Steve and Dave, are you two quite happy with the live stream so far? Do you want me to continue on for a while? Let me know. Okay, right, I'm going to get a drink. So you two chat amongst yourselves, right? I'm just going to get a drink. I'm going to stay on for another 20 minutes or so. Be right back, guys, okay? Take care and behave yourself, of course. Sorry, guys. I am back. I wasn't going to stay on too long, but started having fun bantering with you guys, talking about wrestling, talking with you, Dave. Got a bit thirsty there, so stay on. Just see how it goes. Go with the flow. As long as you guys are I'm having fun talking to you guys, and as long as you guys are having fun, you know, it's all good. Cheers, guys. By the way, Steve, if you're still there, did you know the guy that came in talking about wrestling? Was that someone you know? I've never saw him in my live streams before. I was wondering if you knew him. Seemed to be a couple new people that came in. Miley, you behave. Oh, fancy green screen, eh? I think if you use the green screen a lot, Dave, then nope, made me think about him on first comment. He must have just stumbled on the stream and heard us chatting about wrestling, I'm guessing, and stuck around for a wee bit. I've not seen him before. I mentioned about almost getting a new. I don't obviously I'm not going to mention the company where I might be working, but I've almost got an accounts job again. So if I continue these videos, perhaps I'll pick up a green screen myself. I'm fed up with this blooming background. Aha, yeah. I think he probably was a flyby and heard us speaking about wrestling. And obviously was an anime and wrestling fan, so he stuck around for a while, I'm guessing. Before I started really chatting in the live streams, I would, I think there's like a live playlist you can go through that YouTube lists, see if find anybody interesting, if you will. And I used to do that myself, go in and out chats to see if there's anything of interest, and I would maybe sub them if they were interested in. Yes, it is where you got a dislike. A view is a view. Is it really common, Dave? My half a room. Well, I guess I'm used to it. I guess people watching or those who've watched for a long time are used to it by now. I do have another camera, but like I've said before, it takes so long to upload videos using a better camera than your web camera. Oh, really? Wow. I feel yeah, that's pretty. I guess they enjoyed or are enjoying this stream. I don't know. Like I said, I've done 1,004 non-live videos using all sorts of cameras, including this horrible web camera, which has been pretty good for the live streams at least. See, Dave, you had me. I thought, see, there was someone I wasn't so sure that came into here, and I thought maybe they were the ones that disliked it, but I'm happy. I'm happier. Um, I don't know, I've got no ideas for a non-live video. I mean, I've done 1,004 blooming non-live videos. I mean, I've really, done it all that what I've wanted to do on YouTube. I've ranted, I've reviewed stuff, I've been very random, dance, sang, cat videos, even, and everything and anything, really. Oh, see, there's benefits to coming into here, Dave. You never know what new subscribers you may get. I'm delighted that people, from coming into here will, because Kim's mentioned getting new followers coming into here. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna be in Tracy and Debbie's live stream. Are you ever in Tracy and Debbie's live stream, the Nut House, Dave? Don't know if you're familiar with them. See? I like them. I've, in the last few weeks, I've been involved in their streams quite a lot. Just my randomness got me into Tracy and Debbie. They seem like two sound individuals, even if I've not known them long. But from what I see and hear, I like I think they're both genuine. Pardon me, burping. Yeah, they seemed a bit deflated last night. For I think there's not folk moaning about sometimes them playing games and stuff. But I personally, I think they should keep on going. Even though I myself want to stop uploading all the time, so I can't really speak either. But personally, I think Tracy and Debbie should continue on with the Nut House. I enjoy it. Yeah, I can understand that being deflating. I got my most views in 2010, and that was my debut year and my peak year. The videos weren't even that great. This has been my most active YouTube year ever. Just 2 years ago in 2016, I only uploaded 26 overall videos. I've nearly uploaded 200 this year. Last year I uploaded over 100 as well. So it can be very random. This year has been very busy. I hope you're having fun here, Steve. It was great, talking about wrestling with you. It's always a pleasure having you here as well, Dave. I hope you feel very welcome. I think when I say behave and stuff like that to you. I'm joking, do you, Dave? Have you ever done video? I haven't saw any new videos from you in my subscriptions. I probably should watch other people's older videos because sometimes the older videos are the best. But these days, I just tend to watch what folk have done recently. I see. I'm going to check them out, Steve, if you don't mind. Were the long streams? This stream wasn't supposed to be long at all, but I've enjoyed myself. I am thinking about taking my Danish channel, traveling vlogs, and edit in some English subtitles, then upload them. It is annoying. Is it? No, it's not annoying, but I think it'd be annoying for you to do that. Might take up a lot of time, Dave, unless you can think of a quick way to do it. 12 move. My longest video before I started going live, and there would have been longer videos before, but it just takes so long to upload things. So I was always, no matter what camera I used, I was always put off with uploading long videos. But I think my longest video before was 25 minutes. Longest video now since doing these live streams is 2 hours, which is probably way too long. Because I wouldn't rewatch this. Are you joking? I did it for one vlog a long time ago, but I just don't know how you guys feel about it. I would understand your videos more personally, but I just, I'm thinking about you, Dave. It might be a kerfuffle putting in subtitles for everyone to understand. But if you're used to adding subtitles, then I don't suppose it would be a bad idea. And then I could learn some Danish as well as watching your beautiful self. Two birds with one stone. I have 3 channels. They're all the same. I think the intention with creating a second channel was to start making professional YouTube videos. And that was the same idea I had with the third channel too, but it just turned into more or less the same as here. Yep, every day, as they say, Steve, Don't know if you've heard the saying, but every day is a school day, they say over here. Steve, sorry, rather. I just try and be natural in here. I think before, when I started, when I was younger, I tried to be someone I was not. I tried to copy Matthew Lush. Does anybody know him? SmackDown. Well, I'll know why if you go quiet, Steve. Why you've gone quiet. I haven't watched SmackDown in a long. You know what? I would, despite my negatives on wrestling today, I'm up for doing a wrestling live stream someday. You know, if I had more wrestling subscribers. Welcome, Kim. We were talking about you earlier on. We were wondering where you were. And yes, I did try to copy Matthew Lush. I don't think that was the way to go. What's happening on SmackDown? Keep me up to date, Stephen. I'll comment on it. I do have. I could be watching SmackDown 2 if I moved through to the other room, but I'm quite happy, quite comfy here. Kim is in the house, everybody. Welcome, Kim. That's okay if you've got, we discussed I think wrestling's top to bottom very poor these days. So basically, all we're going to do now is talk about you, Kim. Now that you said that. No, you don't need to watch Lair. You take care, Kim. Maybe we'll still be online. We'll see. Have fun. Hope you win. If it's a duel, you were saying. But I wouldn't recommend personally watching this back. As I said, a long video. You don't want to be watching this back. I think live streams work best when they're live and you can join in the chat. I think when you watch back a live stream, it can be a bit, really? Because sometimes, I've watched a few of them back, obviously, to see if they've worked and stuff. So sometimes, I'm just sitting reading comments like, oh, Paul, you should be speaking, you should be entertaining. Which I do try and do, but sometimes, you're looking at comments, watching out for trolls coming in. And then, sometimes it can be empty. And, it can be awkward if you've got no plan and there's nobody in the room, and you just got to make up stuff, if you will. What was the ooh for, Steve, by the way? I maybe missed something. Is anything exciting happening on SmackDown Live? I watched a guy, his name is Bruce Blitz. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's in between a small YouTuber and a big YouTuber. He's like in between. He's got a lot more fans than I do, but he used to rant, or still does. I haven't seen him upload to YouTube in a long time, but I used to get great amusement from Bruce Blitz. I'd recommend him. He seems to know a lot about wrestling too. Seems to be very knowledgeable in the subjects he talks about. He seems to be a big sports person, and he can rant like nobody else on wrestling. I like him, but it's kind of funny too, seeing someone get so wound up over wrestling. It is quite amusing. How's the love life, Dave? I had someone messaging. See, I could be chatting to someone on Badoo right now. I got a message in from someone. I don't know who it was. So I'm sacrificing that, my love life, to chat with you guys. Are we getting mixed up? I'm going to delete Badoo. I think I've had enough of Badoo and dating apps in general. I don't think they work for me anyways. Is anybody here on any dating apps? Do you think they work? Do you think they're a waste of time? My love life would be the most boring movie ever, Dave. Oh, Kim, I haven't been in a real relationship yet. Still a virgin, believe it or not. So my love life is actually extremely dull. I used to be embarrassed of that fact too, but then as soon as I turned 30, it's like, you know what? It's like maybe this video will get some views if I admit that, which is true, but I was a bit shameless in making I am a 30-year-old virgin video earlier on last year. There was a part of me that did do it for views. Absolutely shameless, but I mean it's true. I am one. I think it would help others that also might be embarrassed by it too. I always blame perhaps if I didn't go down the gay lifestyle route, perhaps I would have met a woman in my early 20s and would have maybe been a family man by now, but it just it's not how things. It just haven't met the person yet. Maybe never will. Maybe I can make I am a 40-year-old virgin in years to come. Years and years to come. Feel old saying just years. Years and years. Decade to come. But it's not by choice either. Oh wow. Well, I thought you were away, Mister 1337. Welcome back. No, I don't even know. I would go into my love life, but I think it was Dave mentioning your love life would be a good movie, and I'm like, Dave, my love life is probably the most boring. you know, you are even for you're very young, Dave. You are growing up. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're 20 and you are an adult. I'm afraid. Maybe that can be a video. Maybe if I'm still a virgin by 40, maybe that video will get more views than my 30-year-old virgin video did. Thanks for popping in by again. How did you find me, by the way, may I ask, 1337? God bless you. But like I say, when it comes to the mature stuff, I'm pretty grown up, but I think everybody can have fun, can act childish. 49, whoa. I just think, well, my experience, it's not a choice. I guess there is, people are asexual and just not attracted to anybody like that. But, deep down, despite having 1,011 videos now, 6 live streams, been doing this for over 8 years, going out weekend after weekend, I'm actually deep down a very shy person. I put on a front for YouTube. I put in a front when I'm out sometimes. but wasn't a choice. I'd love to be a dad. I feel like that's the next chapter for me. In an ideal world, I'd like to meet a woman and start a family. I'd love to make my mum a grandmother. Or was he an egghead, smart, photographic memory? That's all you need for a good job, really, is just having a photographic memory, gets you places. But no seriousness, I'm more concerned with the money side of life at the moment, getting a decent job first. If someone did come into my life, then fair enough. You take care, Kim. I enjoy your company too. Hope you have fun with your jewel. I believe you're going to be doing. So yeah, I'll speak to you soon. I was such a shy person when I was 18. I was such a nervous wreck. I couldn't even put on a front back then. I think one of the positives of YouTube is um, I have confidence now. Like last year, I've done a speech to a best man speech at a wedding. Couldn't see myself doing that at 18, so I was proud of that. So I can turn it on, even though I might feel really shy inside. I can turn it on. Pardon me. Bye, Kim. You kick his butt. I can't. I try not to swear on these live streams. Know what YouTube's like. You will, Dave. You will. I think we're. Um, you have your ups and downs. We're always going to have our up and down days. But I think people from who were with me at secondary school, and they seen how shy I was then, and then they seen me on here. I think they got a massive shock of what I can do on camera. Oh, good Edge. I'm not an Edge. I've never was a Edge head. I always thought he got inducted into the Hall of Fame way too soon. Are you an Edge fan, Steve? I thought he had good ladder matches at WrestleMania 17 and 2000 and matches like that, but I wouldn't go across the street to see Edge. Prefer Daniel Bryan. I have a theory that I want to practice later on. And what's this uh, theory, Dave? My interest in wrestling started to peak again when they were pushing Daniel Bryan, when he was white hot, when CM Punk was still on the go. That's when, my peaking interest in wrestling started watching more. Whenever you're in a situation you're uncomfortable with, take distance to it and start acting act, and your role is yourself in whatever you're about to do. It's true. Just be yourself. That's what everybody always tells and will tell you the same thing. Just be yourself. Be your confident self. My dream me is amazing. My dream me isn't a virgin. If I had more confidence. I might have missed a few comments, but did any of you guys ever go on the blooming dating apps? Just out of curiosity. I think they're a waste of time, personally. I love my family, and I always feel like I don't mind what strangers watch these videos or friends even, but I just cringe at the thought of my family watching these videos because, like you, Dave, they know me on a deeper level, you know. I mean, I've enjoyed you two's company. I hope you two have had a good time here today. It was nice to see that other guy pop in again and can relate to what we're talking about, I guess. Um, it's good to see Kim pop in. We had Amber earlier on, had Juice My Randomness. He'll be dropping that video with everybody dancing, I believe, Thursday, he mentioned. So I'm looking forward to that particular video. Am I leaving now? Are you talking to me, Dave? If so, no. Might as well make this one 2 hours too. Why not we go for a record? Why not you and Steve be part of history and be part of the longest ever PMDB video of all 1011? Do you want to be part of history? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to be staying up late anyway. I'm going to join in with Tracy and Debbie. I assume they're still going live. I hope they're still going on. Does it? Well, I guess we are all part of history, the longest ever PMDB video ever. According to it's been on 143 minutes. Maybe that's all that's been recorded, I'm guessing, perhaps. Well, I'm going to stay on until it says over 2 hours. So, the length of the episode of SmackDown, Steve. Isn't that a thought? That's kind of cool how I had people, when I mentioned being a virgin, I had you yourself mentioning you were Dave, and the other guy mentioning he was. So it's kind of cool that we could, relate and stuff. Motormouth the Miz. When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut, Steve. I love when the Miz says that. I never used to like the Miz. I enjoy his promos now, but I don't think he's ever looked like someone that could beat you up. I always thought, you know, just looking at him, he's like, really, the Miz as a champion? Don't think so. I don't believe that. Now, be honest, guys. If I had never mentioned I was a virgin in any video, would you guys have thought I was a virgin? Be honest now. Well, there really isn't nothing wrong with it. Just even if it's by choice, not by choice, we're not committing any crimes by still being one. I just, personally, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it, but I do still feel embarrassed, which I know I shouldn't, but I did, or was embarrassed by it. I just out of curiosity, what people thought before I opened my big mouth. I've chatted to a lot of people. I have kissed a lot of people in pubs and clubs, but as far as sex, nope. It shouldn't have really to do with anything, Steve. I just Oh, Dave, I enjoy kissing. I'm quite happy with Stuggles. I'm easily amused, if you will. I don't think it should matter one way or the other, Steve. But before last year's video, I don't think I ever mentioned to anybody that that was the case with me. You know, I was embarrassed. I shouldn't have been felt embarrassed, but I was. I can't deny that. And Dave, I didn't kiss my first human until I was, well, your age, 21, and I pretended like I had before, but no, I was 21 before there was a guy I kissed first. And I have kissed a lot of people. I have been fortunate, but yeah, yeah, definitely happen. If you come over to the UK and Scotland, it might happen, or England if you meet Juice. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding when I mention things like that. 9 likes, thank you, whoever else that was. Or is it 10 likes now? See, Dave, I've always, wanted our relationship and stuff, but in the gay community, not not uh, too many people would are interested in relationships. Really, well, that's nice to know, Dave. So you're 20 and have been an adult for a few years over here. Seems to be a different age and always a joke. See, I bought into that joke because I've never been to Denmark, so I'm not sure. Because when it comes to drinking, it's 18 over here, but in America it's 21. So I bought into that, Dave. How's SmackDown going, Steve? If you're still here and still watching it, I know you mentioned Stone Cold Steve Austin earlier, but who's your favorite wrestler today? Mine's is Brock Lesnar by a mile. So you can buy it when you're 18, but not allowed to drink it, right? I feel we've got some silly age laws over here. You can go and join the army at 16, but you've got to be 18 to play Grand Theft Auto. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Seriously, we've got some silly rules, age rules here. I mean, doesn't they don't make any sense whatsoever. Fight for your country at 16, get married at 16, but can't play Grand Theft Auto 5. Really? Can't watch Halloween. Seriously? No, fortunately we don't. I'm happy about that, not being called to the army. Um, Sheamus or Cesaro. I like Sheamus and Cesaro as a tag team. I miss. I didn't know they were wrestling on SmackDown. That's how much I've been following it. But I think they're a great um, tag team combination. I never used to like Sheamus much, but I think him and Cesaro um, as a tag team unit are really, really good, I think. the tag team matches I've seen of theirs. Really. And what did they say to you, Dave? Have they, Steve? I probably wouldn't have been fit at 18 either. Exercise is like a foreign language to me. I do have to start exercising soon. For I do want to live for as long as I can. I just never been a believer in joining the army, or I don't think it's fair in families that you know have sons and daughters that join the army and they lose them. It must be blooming awful to be a mother or dad and have one of your sons and or daughters go before you. It must be horrendous. I'm all about peace and love anyway, so I wouldn't fit into the army. So that was a relief for you then, Dave, that you never got picked. They used to do it over here, but they haven't called anyone up for decades. I've heard people want to bring it back, like the generation above me, but it's like, whoa, hold on a second. Did you have to join the army when you were my age? No. So you've got a cheek asking for that to happen again, I think. I was classified 1F student. What do you mean by that, Steve? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry. Like I feel like I see my mom's generation never got called up, so did anybody like school here? I never liked school. I think I've mentioned that a few times. I thought I always say like there's like a primary school here, then you go into secondary. I think primary is good. You learn to read and write in primary school here, and then but I always look back at secondary and think I would have just preferred to go into work. Like learn about real life work when I was like 12 and stuff. To get me into that mold, if you will. And I think that would have helped me much better than learning about blooming geography or subjects that's really not going to, you know, that I'm interested in are really going to help me work later on. I just feel like secondary specifically was, for me, a waste of time, and I would have um, much preferred like a work environment experience and just, went to things that would help train me up to get actual work. No, I wasn't into the school thing either. I'm glad it's a long time ago now, Dave. I've heard people saying it's the best time in their life. I don't understand that at all. I thought it was one of the worst times of my life. I think the only thing worse than school was the times I've been unemployed. That's the only times of my life I could say it was worse because at least I was doing something at school. I've quite a good memory, so that helps with maths for me. I was quite good at my times table when I was younger. There's a lot of bullies um, at school. Whoa. Does it feel like 45 years, Steve? I haven't been to school since 2005. I was thrown out of my business management class by my guidance teacher, whom guided me out the door. I was unemployed. I eventually got a cleaning job. Not the best of jobs, but it was a job. I went to college, but didn't really get on well there. There's only a handful of people I still speak to from school, Dave, myself. One I knew before school, another one, I hadn't spoken to. Oh, the New Day. Do you like a fan of the New Day? Have they won the tag team titles or something? I'm gonna end the stream soonish, guys. I'll chat more for a wee bit. Might as well break my record. Hope you've enjoyed. I may qualify. Is this for the Money in the Bank? I assume I've been reading about qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Since we're on the subject of wrestling again, what is your favorite pay-per-view each year, Steve? The one you look forward to most out of curiosity? Yep, that's about the same as me, Dave, too. I mean, I could have had them all. A lot of old friends, from school on my Facebook, but I've chose not to be fake. I didn't like them then. Why am I going to want them on my social media now? To be honest, Steve, the pay-per-views haven't really. I mean, I watched Survivor Series. That was quite good. Then I ordered the Royal Rumble. I like a Rumble match concept. Then I watched WrestleMania, and I was a mug. I watched the greatest Royal Rumble ever from Saudi Arabia, and I thought it was the worst Royal Rumble pay-per-view event I've seen in a long time. It was dreadful. Like some fans were saying, it had some good points and stuff. I thought it was dire. A lot of nobodies in the 50-man Royal Rumble. Does anybody know what happens to your live stream if your laptop or whatever device you are using crashes? Does anybody know what happens? Just wondering, what would happen if this did crash. Touch wood, it doesn't. I just, wondered what would happen. Would it be gone? And just the stream ends? And do you know if it does end like that, do you still get a copy of the stream? I just wondered. I'm still newish to live streams, and just wondered how it worked and stuff. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I was thinking it would probably still be there. I just, wasn't too sure how it worked. What time is it with you just now, Steve? Debbie and Tracy usually come on about an hour and a half from now, so I'll stick around to see what they're up to. Also, these live streams have been, coming on at different times to see what time is the best to come on. course, I should, SmackDown on and stuff. I should have clicked. It'd be about that time. SmackDown, I'm assuming it's still on, is it? Sometimes, have my Twitter feed on and have a look at, see the wrestling comments. But I've really, that Greatest Royal Rumble event I mentioned was so bad, it really put me off watching. Oh, God. I enjoyed WrestleMania. I'd give it like a 3 out of 5 for this year. I legit celebrated when Brock Lesnar won. I was so convinced Roman Reigns was going to win, and it would be like his third or fourth coronation at WrestleMania. I thought, oh, London, I forgot. See, that's how out of touch I am. I forgot they were in London this week. I did read something about that and totally forgot about it. See, I still check the wrestling news just in case someone returns. Kim is back and she's multitasking. How did your duel go? I was going to go soon, but there's 5 people watching now. I think Dave's still here, Steve's still here, and Kim is back. I'm not sure who the other 2. I think the other 2 will be me and someone else. You either kind of won or kind of didn't win, Kim. That was good to see you, Kim. Yes, welcome back, Kim. I am here, just got done making the video. Was that the video you mentioned earlier about having subtitles, English subtitles? No, I don't think we mentioned, Kim. It would be all good things, Kim, if we did talk about you. I don't put up with, no matter how desperate I get someday for views and stuff, you'll never hear me. This will never turn into a drama channel, ever. I think drama is so toxic. And it might be fun to begin with, but in the end, in the long term, I think drama does you more harm than good. Hello. Well, you can pop in anytime you want. Does anybody like drama channels? What do you think of drama channels? I know some people like to watch because they're entertained by them, but to me, they get boring real quick. I think they wreck people's lives. I just, especially the older I've gotten, I just haven't had much time. You like drama sometimes. I get why people watch them, but for me personally, especially if you're involved in it, it can get so toxic. I'm used to a lot of drama from my LGBTQ community, and it gets so messy. I just, I don't think it's good for anybody. But I can get why people do tune into these types of channels and do get a lot of views. I had a huge need for drama a few years ago, ended up satisfying that need. I see. No drama, says Joe. Hello, Joe. To me, drama is a waste of time. I could be doing something productive with my time or helping someone. So I just, I've heard about all these drama news channels out there. I have no interest in any of them personally. But, like people have been saying, they get a lot of views. I'd rather watch someone on an unboxing video than watch a drama video, and I can't stand unboxing videos. Oh, I like the blonde women's wrestler known as what's her name? Alexa Bliss. Oh my goodness, I dream about her. Not gonna lie, she's a 10 for me, definitely. How are you today, Joe? Thank you for popping in. Do you and Steve know each other? Have you got a particular favorite women's wrestler, Steve? Mine's is obviously Alexa Bliss for more reasons than one. But you're still very young, Dave. Right, like I say, I think you've got a smart head on your young shoulders. Yeah, I mean, talking about people behind their back, I don't think it accomplishes anything. I think it makes yourself toxic when you start going down that road. Sure, there's going to be people, we're never going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's never going to happen. Or I'm never going to get on with everybody. But I don't think being bitchy or talking behind folks' back, at least say it to their face. That's what I do. If you've got a problem with them, I don't think doing it behind their back or gossiping, all that rubbish, does you or anybody else any good. But, be honest. Still keep being honest, but oh, have you been a subscriber for a while, Joe? I appreciate you coming in. Is it cold where you live? That sounds like a cold place. I've got it into my head that it's a cold place in Minnesota. I'm used to the cold being in Scotland. I'm always wrapped up, eh, Dave? Wow, 80. That's really hot where I'm from. It's always such a shock to the system anytime I'm in America or a place like Italy, being not used to warm weather at all. Like, I get such a shock with these countries that have heat like that. To me, that's very hot. You guys are a part of history. This is officially the longest ever PMDB video ever. I think I will end the stream soon. You really are multitasking, Dave. But I think I'm going to end it here soon. I'm going to go at 2:15, so another 5 or so minutes, then I'll end the stream. We love Scotland. We've got a beautiful countryside in Scotland, that's for sure. I am proud of the countryside we have. It is very beautiful. I need to brush my teeth. I mean, this bad stuff right here is not good for you. Your teeth. Probably ruining my insides drinking this Iron Brew. I don't think you get Iron Brew in America. I guess there's negatives, like you say, Joe, to living in hot countries. We don't have to pay anything like that. Our weather is really such a mix at the moment. It can't make up its mind. Like in March, we had heavy snow, like Glasgow was in a standstill. And then all of a sudden, we're getting some sunny days. Nothing like compared to your sunny days, but we were going some decent days. And of course, this is there's no much of a plan. I didn't expect. I got a group of people in earlier, and then expect them to come all in at once. So I was caught off guard. So I started bouncing back and forth with people in here. I was going to talk about the James Bond films earlier. Well, that plan went kind of out the window when more people started coming in. See, this is how I touch I am with wrestling. It did turn into a bit of a wrestling stream, Dave, indeed. And the good thing about that, Dave, at least I can, I'm quite knowledgeable about wrestling, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, stupid term. Whoa, that's a lot of snow. So when you mentioned your area, Joe, I just pictured it being like a snowy place too. And like I said, Steve, I'm not familiar with the wrestlers you mentioned there. That's how out of touch I am with today's WWE compared to my knowledge of the Hulkamania days and the Steve Austin Attitude Era, or the Austin era, I call it. He was the man. I like The Rock too, but Stone Cold Steve Austin was the man during the Attitude Era. Let's not beat around the bush. He was the guy of the Attitude Era, in my opinion, anyway. I just thought he was on a different level from everyone else. I really did. Oh, you've never seen them either? Maybe they're up from NXT or something. I went to a NXT live show with my younger cousin who loves the wrestling last year. I thought it was atrocious. I thought it was really. I don't even think he enjoyed it. So was it the wrestling themed videos? Is that why you subscribed before, or how did you find me? I'm intrigued, Joe. I've done a lot of wrestling videos lately. One, I was going for the 1000th video, and I thought viewing every WrestleMania would be a way to get there quickly. I hadn't reviewed every WrestleMania before, so DDT actually winning a match for once. Wow. Jake Roberts used to end matches with that all the time. Then it became like a throwaway move later on. Did you brush your teeth, Dave? Random, another YouTube who moved to Scotland to be with his boyfriend, and was it? That's very funny. Well, I hope you have enjoyed my videos, Joe, and I appreciate you popping in and watching. Very good, Dave. Steve thinks you're taking a leak now. You wouldn't do that and still watch, would you, Dave? I actually had a leak myself earlier on, but just didn't tell you guys. Just told you guys I was going for a drink. When you've got to go, you got to go. That's the joys about being live. Literally anything can happen. I remember my first live stream on here, and if I had stayed on 5 or 10 minutes longer, you would have heard drama outside. A couple of folk fighting outside, and you would have definitely heard them. They were shouting and screaming. Anything can happen when you're live at Summerhill, by God, HQ, the ghetto, police cars, and oh me. But like I say, this will always be a drama-free zone. I will never be that desperate for views that I start doing drama videos. I couldn't be bothered with that. You definitely hear it. That's for sure. If I'd stayed on 5 minutes longer, you'd have definitely heard it because they were very loud. You'd have heard everything. Turned into a real Friday night SmackDown. You don't want me waking up anybody in your house, right, Dave? Is that what you mean? This is a very long video now. I'm just having so much fun chatting with you guys. I can chat for Scotland, I can chat for Great Britain. You know, no, you shushed. Give you a virtual slap again, Dave. No, it's good to see everybody here. Joe, Steve, Dave. I've enjoyed your company. And we're in. Where are we? We're in where? We're in. Where are we in, Dave? Do explain. So, are you not a fan? I think you said, Steve, you weren't a fan of the drama channels either. Is that right? Hey, I hope you have had a good time, Dave, and you take care, buddy. If you're heading for food, I'll probably end the stream soon, anyways. But yeah, same with you, Steve. You take care, buddy, and hope the rest of SmackDown is good. I see. Diva Dave Day. What am I saying? Diva Dave D. We'll just say your name for the rest of Let's Chat, Dave. The name's D. Dave Diva D. Only watch, well, I wouldn't be worrying anyways, but I would need a hard drink to watch a lot of wrestling these days. It started becoming more of a chore than enjoyment watching it. It's like I felt to me that was like there was time to see. I love wrestling when it's done right. I think there's nothing like it in the world when done right, but I don't think they're doing it right at all at the moment. It's like when yeah, if I were through in the living room, I'd play flick it on, see what's happening. I flicked on Raw the other week and they were talking and it was they were just going nowhere with it. I thought, oh no, switched it right off. I know what I hate about today's like the adverts during matches. You're just getting into a match, then they have an advert during it. Could you imagine if they'd done that in real sports? Had an advert during a fight or during a sporting contest? It'd be ridiculous. Just you're just as you're getting into the match, then they go to break. It's so annoying. I don't know the sense in doing adverts and matches. It just puts people off. You know. Quite fancy Ronda Rousey too, if I'm being honest. She's definitely another 10 like Alexa Bliss. Both are Bliss. think she's going to be wonderful in wrestling, Ronda Rousey. And really enjoyed her in a match with Kurt and against Triple H and Steph. Looked like she'd been doing wrestling for years, Ronda Rousey. Her and Brock Lesnar are like really the two people that keep me like intrigued in the news, the wrestling news. If it weren't for Brock, we'd have stopped watching a long time ago. Also, I was also enjoyed when The Undertaker had his winning streak at WrestleMania. That made me want to tune into WrestleMania each year to see if anybody would end the streak. I thought that was a good storyline. Take care, Steve. Thank you for coming in. Hope you have a good night, wherever it is you get up to. Right, Dave, I think it's down to me and you, but I'm going to end the stream here, Dave. Thank you for coming in again. I hope you enjoyed, hope you had a good time. And thank you, Joe. Thanks for popping in by. I'm going to end the stream here, but thank you for coming in, and thanks to everybody that came in earlier. Hope everybody had a good time, and I'll be back again soon. Take care, guys, and God